Hey, good morning. This is Brother Jerry Van Runk with a slice of toast from the bread of life. Man, I pray that everything's going well in your life, but I used to weigh almost 400 pounds, and I know that sometimes we really have a weight problem. And I don't mean just physical weight. Look what it says in Proverbs uh, 27:3. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but the resentment caused by a fool is even heavier. And I believe that there's so many things that come against us that we have a hard time letting the things of the world weigh us down from our walk with God. It's terrible trying to be a Christian and we get caught up in so many different things in the world, and yet there's spiritual things that weigh us down also. First Peter 5:7, Peter's talking to the church, and he says, give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. In King James, it said, cast all your cares upon him because he cares for you. But I believe that we start worrying about things and letting the world weigh in on us. We start packing that sand and the stones with us. Sometimes we need to just let go and stop fretting with it. Can it really happen to a Christian? Well, I don't know. Look what Ezra 8:34 says. Everything was accounted for by number and weight, and the total weight was officially recorded. I believe God looks at everything, and we're accounted for where we are with God by the weights and stones that hold us back from our journey with Him. I think it's officially recorded. It's written in Lamb's Book of Life. What is? Well, Hebrews 12:1 says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip aside every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us. We're in a mighty race today. We're off and running, and from the moment we give our heart to God, God's drawn us towards Him and put us on a mission. And sometimes we let those things around us, the cares and the mumbling of the foolish people that weigh us down so much, and it keeps saying, well, God's not real. Why are you wasting your time being a Christian? And I believe that we need to cast all that stuff aside and start running with a lighter running than we've ever been before. Can it happen? Sure. 1 Samuel 4:18 says, when the messenger mentioned what happened to the ark of God, Eli fell backwards from his seat beside the gate. He broke his neck and died, and he was old and overweight. He had been Israel's judge for 40 years. The longer that you get involved in the ministry and stuff, it's so easy to let all that stuff pile up on you. It's so easy to just one day find yourself like a Eli that the last straw has hit. The church is split. Nobody's fellowshipping. The pastor's run off with a woman, or his wife's left, or somebody's disappointed you. And all that stuff builds up, and the longer you go as a Christian, if you have your eyes on the world, the more it's going to seek to destroy you and cause you to die. Acts 15:10. So why are you now challenging God by burdening the Gentile believers with a yoke that neither we nor our ancestors were able to bear? If we let the law come upon us, and Jesus did away with the law, there is no law for Christians. You know what? Even sin is forgettable and been washed at the cross. The only sin that's not forgiven, the only sin that leads to separation from God, according to John in I believe it's 3 John, is that you don't believe in the power of the cross and what happened there. So what do? Well, Jesus put it very well. He said in Matthew 11:29-30, he said, take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light. Hey, my friends, today, that burden that God's given you is not so hard. All He's asked you to do is love God, love others, and love yourself. And that means means lay your life down for God. Lay your life down for others, and don't be afraid to lay your life down for yourself. God's given you the gift of life. For John so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Hey, cast aside all the weight and sin that so easily besets you, and let's run the race together. God bless you till next time. This is Brother Jerry with a slice of toast from the Bread of Life.